seems perverted. I'm not gonna even like sugarcoat it. That just seems perverted to me. Like you just like, oh, 18-year-olds born every day. I could go get an 18-year-old. Oh,
what you want, yeah. We just chillin' by the Wawas, lemonade with the large fries. Puff twice for the calm high, ayy, what you want, yeah. Big checks make the bank bounce. Old school candy paint down. Bad chicks, they from down south, ayy, what you want, yeah.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, BQ Quick Review. I'm your host, BQ, and today we are going to be doing a talk episode where I talk about a specific topic and give you my views on it. And today we are going to be talking about the red pill content, red pill movement. And just for you guys who don't know, red pill content is basically content that exposes female nature and give guys advice on dating and how men should react in certain situations with women, and just overall just advice for men. And you also have the blue pill, which is not seeing things for what they are. It's basically like a reference from the Matrix. If you guys haven't seen the movie, Morpheus gives Morpheus gives Neo, the main character, a choice to see things for what they are, or to stay in the Matrix and not see reality for what it is. Basically, I have a problem with like red pill content, and this isn't for like all of the content creators and everything, but there's definitely content out there that creates paranoia in young men, and that's my problem with it. It's making it seem like women are trying to just get you for your money, always trying to play you, always trying to do this and that. And when you're out in the world and stuff, you definitely do meet women like that, but also you do meet women who aren't like that. I see that just as much bad things that women do, there's also good to it too. So I think that's my problem with red pill content, and it doesn't really show too much of that. It doesn't show the good things that women can do. And there's a lot of toxic content where it's just like, they just teach you just to have sex with women and be promiscuous and stuff, and you don't really need women and stuff like that. You're just only useful for sex and stuff. And I don't really rock with that too much, because definitely there's more use to a woman than just sex. And I think those type of people really never had a woman in their life where they had that certain connection that went beyond just sex and stuff like that. And we need to, I don't want it to grow, the pendulum to swing too much into a way where this creating an environment where men hate women or feel like they don't need women, where you got the MGTOW movement. And because it's not the case. We both need each other, and that even goes on the offside with women when they're like, I don't need a man, and that's just ridiculous. And that just goes on the men's side too. That's just ridiculous. There's more uses with a woman than just sex and stuff. Yeah, and there's certain like things that I have a problem with certain like things that they say. Like some content creators will say, oh, there's an 18-year-old born every day. Older women are replaceable, or not replaceable, but they're more like they're not that valuable in a sense. And while I get what some of them are saying, it's just this other content creators that use it in a weird way where it's like it just seems perverted. I'm not gonna even like sugarcoat it. That just seems perverted to me. Like you just like, oh, 18-year-olds born every day. I could go get an 18-year-old or whatever. Have you ever dated a young girl? Like some of them are very entitled and annoying and not even mature. I'm not too much into, me personally, I'm not too much into dating like younger girls or waiting for girls to turn 18 and stuff. That shit is just weird to me. And a lot of I see some content creators use that and stuff, and there's a lot that's good with maturity with a woman, that's not good with a younger woman that you could deal with. I'll say that like most of my uh, problems with women or whatever, a lot of the maturities or whatever, or the flakes you'll get, or people wasting your time, does come a lot with younger women than older women. Just at least in my experience. Not to say that older women don't definitely do it. It's just this less prevalent because it's like they're more likely to know what they want and not waste their time. Also, with a lot of red pill content, you just gotta use your own mind with it, because it's just like not everything that a lot of these content creators will work for specifically you. You gotta go out there in the world and interact with women and see what works for you, because a lot of what works for them for them built because they built for themselves their own strategies and stuff, and also they have a nice following. They already established themselves as a man, and they have their things that work for them. If somebody just, if they feel, if women can kind of tell when you're like kind of bullshitting and copying from someone else, and it's not, when something's not genuine. So definitely, take some of the advice with a grain of salt. Definitely, you can use some of the content in there and some of the advice that they give with red pill content, but definitely take it with a grain of salt, and don't use it word for word or go exactly by what they say. Because everybody sees themselves, more on a personal level and everything, and you should apply what works for you on a personal level, because not one thing works for everybody. And I know it seems like I'm talking bad about the red pill content and stuff, but I'll say this: every movement isn't perfect. Of course, there's always going to be flaws with everything, and now that this is coming into the works, that you're always going to have content creators that misuse it or give bad advice to people, of course. And I think, despite all of that, I think that red pill content is needed. When you've had the media dominated by, woman advice channels and telling women that, they need to do this or they need that, men haven't really had their space to really talk about, freely at least talk about, how men should do things and the proper way to interact with women, and all those channels, all those spaces on TV and mainstream have gotten shut down. And now that you have the internet and people can broadcast their own thing without having to worry about getting shut down, it's definitely a good space for men, especially nowadays where you have like Instagram and media, and it's kind of changed the dating scene a whole lot. I think red pill content is definitely needed in this time in age. Yeah, it's really needed in this time and age, because unfortunately there are bad women in this world who do want to use you and take advantage of you for your money and do all kinds of mischievous things, whether it's intentional or not. The red pill content does help you to avoid these type of women, avoid these situations that you otherwise don't want to be in. And yeah, it's definitely content that's needed, so that there could be like a certain awareness in your life, just to be aware of just certain tendencies that you want to watch and avoid. You don't want to come out and just speak about all this content, and like, especially if you're on a date, talk about it, but just be aware of certain things. The other thing I say that I really like about this content, and I like channels that really focus on self improvement of men. where it's like you take accountability for where you are and where you want to go, and also, you know, you can't really expect much out of society and expect much out of women unless you improve yourself and just focus on building yourself physically, staying in shape and stuff, and then financially and also mentally. Definitely in this day and age, you know, men need some type of advice. There's men who don't know how to talk to women, how to do this and that. You know, they need help. Like I'm. There's no other way to say it. There's men that need help. You know, it's definitely there's always stuff out there to teach women how to do whatever they want to do and talk to women, but always the spaces that were meant to help men in that sort of scene and dating and talking to women. It's not really too many. There wasn't really too many out there before, you know, the internet came and everything. When you had the media just controlled by the radios and the TV stations, you know, all those spaces really got shut down. So it's definitely men need this now more than ever when you got social media and the egos of women have been inflated by the internet and all these dating sites and all this stuff going on. So yeah, men need help in this time. So the red pill community, it's definitely needed. It's definitely needed. And yeah, I think that even plays into it more now, so that it's becoming more popular. And you see these channels and stuff that's talking about women and everything. It's become more popular nowadays because the women have controlled the space of where, you know, dating and all of that stuff and problems with men and women, and kind of painted men to be this like oppressor and this just bad people all around. And you know, men haven't had their space to really talk about it and say their point of view. And so it was always told from the woman's point of view, and I think the man's point of view has been held back for so long that it's just an overload now that the internet and everything is on, and you can get things from a men's perspective. And that's why a lot of channels have become popular. You know, you got a lot of red pill channels, you know, mediocre MTR and stuff, and then you got Kevin Samuels too, whose channel has risen up because like men's point of views have been held back for so long. The conversations mostly been one-sided, so it's definitely the popularity has come up, and it's going to keep going up for a long time. And honestly, I am in support of all of it, but I just don't want it to swing too far to push men to be feel a certain way towards women. You know, that's one thing I'm trying to avoid. And most of the channels, you know, there are some good channels out there, some good red pill content channels out there, and there are some bad. And this content's not perfect, but you know, definitely you as a, you know, the viewer have to just make sure you take every person's views with a grain of salt, even my views too, you know, because of course I could be wrong at one point or another. And you know, you gotta look at people's agenda too. Some people don't have good views and advice. I mean, the whole situation with Derek Jackson, you could see that was although most of us called bullshit on it from the beginning, but yeah, there's definitely people that don't have good intentions with their content. And yes, that is my video on red pill content. Thank you guys for watching. What do you think about red pill content? Are you new to red pill content? And if you aren't new to it, do you watch any stuff? Do you think it's toxic? Do you think it's necessary? Let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next episode. Like, comment, and subscribe. BQ Quick Review. You know how we do.
Mediocre. Everybody wanna be a rapper. You ain't real, but you play a role. Most of y'all pretty decent actors. I know real goons and they on the block. Hidden stain like they bleaching fabric. I'm a nice guy, but got a dark side. We could